Hi there, welcome to my hobby bench. My name is Ken, and today we're going to look at the Star Trek Klingon Bird of Prey from AMT. Here we have our Klingon Bird of Prey. This is a 1/350th scale kit from AMT. It's a skill level 2, ages 10 to adult. And we're going to take a look at this before we get into building it. So let's get into this. Let's get this plastic off, like that, and we'll open the box. Okay, so we have some extra information about kits from round 2, I guess. Well, not too concerned about that. We have a round 2 postcard for signing up for the mailing, I guess. These cards are really handy for masking. If you're airbrushing, you can just quickly put it down on an edge and just spray, and it'll kind of protect your edge, keep a clean edge. So these are worth hanging on to. They're also worth subscribing if you really want. But we'll carry on. We have some instructions. We have a bag with, looks like the mechanism for moving the wings. We have a bag with the wings themselves. We have a stand with a solid rod. It's not a hollow tube. And we have looks like the main hull, and under the head of the bridge, I guess you could call it. And what else do we have? We have clear parts, which appears to be just 2 parts. And we have metal landing gear. And finally we have some decals. So let's start taking a look at these. So the first thing we have is just a base. It's kind of on the smaller side of their bases. It's not what I'm normally used to seeing. And like I said, it does have a solid rod. I'm not going to bother opening the bag for this, but it also does have the pivoting parts. You can put the rod in one end and the other in the model, and then you can use that to pivot the ship at different angles. So it's a fair enough option, but I'm not going to use it, and we'll get into that in a little bit. So that can go away. Alright, let's take a look at our pieces. So, in our first bag here, we have, oh, this piece fell off. Okay, so this model comes with 3 options for the wings. You can either have them all the way up for landing mode, kind of horizontal for just cruising mode, and then the wings down for attack mode. So this kind of shows you here, this is the, this would be all the way down, and this would be kind of cruising mode. I guess this would be the up mode. So it kind of has all your parts for that. Also, when you're in the wings with the up mode, it looks like you also have these 2 bottom hatches, which I believe are duplicated of this, and that's where your landing gear come out of. So if you're doing the landing gear, you would have these split open for the landing gear to come down. If you're doing it with the landing gear up, you would just use this whole plate. And yes, I'm going to be doing mine in attack mode because I have some other plans for that. And then looks like we have the feet, two for each side, for the if you are going to use landing gear. And I don't know what these thin pipe pieces are. Looks like, so this would be the ramp, and it looks like they have 2 spots on each one. So my assumption right now would be that this is actually going to be the handrails for the landing, or sorry, the ramp. Okay, so I think that's it for these. We've seen these parts now. I said this one came off, looks like from here. So let's put those aside, and we'll move on to the next one. In the next bag here we have our wings. We'll take a look at those. Pull them out. Okay, so here we have our wing details. It does look nice and crisp, just looking at this. And yeah, some decent detail in here for, AMT plastic kit. It does say it's from 2016. This should be 2016 re-release, because this kit's been around for a while in various formats. But yeah, it's not bad. It's got the, like I said, it's got the, you get the piping details and stuff in here, and I think that's enough to do a decent job for representing what this kit has to offer, on its own. There's also, if we look at this one here, so there's also 2 points. Just, I'll zoom in for you here. Okay, so we have 2 points just here and here on each wing. And on the model, or in the studio model, these are lights. Just some white lights shining out there. And there are 2 divots here where you could actually, put in some really small LEDs to shine out. You have that option. Unfortunately, on the matching wing on this side, it does not have those holes, so you'd have to drill them out yourself. But otherwise, looking at the parts, yeah, no, they're sharp. No real complaints. Let's move on to the next bag. All right. So, okay, looking here. So we have some nice detail around the bridge area. Little bit, some of the details a little bit soft, but that's pretty good. We have windows. These little slots along here are windows. There's some up here on the bridge. There. And on this side as well. So my goal is to light this kit. So I'm gonna be carving out the windows on the different areas of the ship. The detail on the bottom of the bridge area looks really nice. I really like the looks of those details. You can even see some wiring coming around, which is always nice. We have, it looks like this is the backing part for the photon torpedo launcher to go into here and there. So I'll have to, I plan on having a light for the photon torpedo launcher, so I'm going to I need to drill a hole through here. We have these other parts here for the hull kind of slash wing area. The detail on them, yeah, it looks, you know, decent. There's, if you can hear that, some nice textured areas there. We have our cloaking, I don't know, ring or whatever you want to call it. A couple of parts here for the neck area. We have our, again, our sides here of the hull. This is what's going to connect between the top and the bottom. We have some underneath pieces here, and these little areas right here and here on the studio model are red lights. So you could cut them out, and you could put some sort of red film, or even just paint a piece of really thin plastic card, put it in behind there, and then have lights behind there, and that'll shine out with some red light as well. So you have some options. Okay, we'll take a look here on the bottom. So on the bottom here we have the hull detail. Looks like a little stress mark here. We have, it looks like this is that tube that runs along the bottom. We have our main disruptor cannons, or whatever you want to call them. And yeah, no, they do look good. Although you can see here, there is a little bit of flash. So it is showing its age with having a little bit of on it. And then we have our, finally we have for our green pieces here, we have the shoulder parts, and I believe on here these are windows as well. And they got, you know, some decent detail in there as well. So that's kind of our main parts. Let's move on. And finally, we have our landing gear. Which I don't plan on using. However, they are metal landing gear, so they actually are sturdy enough to hold your kit. So that is nice that they do that. Let's zoom in here. We'll take a closer look. So here we have, not sure on how they go together, but you do have two pieces, it looks like, for each landing gear piece of the two legs. So, and oh, they got nice detail on them. There isn't any, I don't see any defects or anything. Enough detail that I think it would paint up and weather nicely. Put those aside. Try not to lose them, but if I do, as I said, I'm not using them, so not a huge loss. And then finally here we have our clear parts. And here we have, yeah, that's it, just the two parts. So we have the rear engine area, which is in clear, so it lights up nicely. And then we have our front photon torpedo launcher here. I say front, but there's only the one on this ship. So yeah, that's it for the parts. Let's take a look at our decals, see how they look. Okay, let's see what we got here. Really not much. Not much at all. I think they've slimmed down your selection from what they used to have. And they used to have a little bit more. So basically what you have here on those shoulders on the ship that can be moved at different angles, you have these that go kind of on the front and probably No, I think it's just the front. And it kind of gives it a look that was on the studio model. And you have our two, I don't know what kind of insignia they are. I don't know if they're a house. I know Klingons have different houses or families or whatever. And then we just have some different writings for the ship. So we'll put those away. We'll take a look at our instructions. Some things with this construction will differ from our instructions, but if we were just building it as it normally came, these are our instructions. So, yeah, they call them the radiators, right up here. So then you gotta here you choose what type of ship you're gonna build. If you're gonna build the cruising, the combat mode, or if you're gonna go for the landed mode. So you choose. And yeah, I'm gonna be going with this type of configuration, the combat. However, I won't be using these parts. I'll get to that in a bit. Then they have you cement together your two parts of your disruptors. Or I guess here they say phaser cannons, but whatever. Then we have our landing gear assembly, if you're going to be using the landing gear and the ramp and all that, or if you're just going to be doing it as in flight, then you're going to be using these parts. Here they go further into detail about the landing gear and how it's assembled, and with the feet of the landing gear. And then step 4, looks like we're kind of putting the entire wing assemblies together with everything they've given us to this point. So port and starboard. And then in step 5, we take our top hull area and we're going to put on these two shoulder pieces, I would assume first, and then the two side areas to come along. Then looks like we're going to be putting on the bottom of the ship, along with this tube, and putting the photon torpedo launcher kind of in, ready to kind of in position, and then kind of the nose of the cockpit or the bridge area, and then kind of finishing off, we got our cloaking, what do they call that? Cloaking generator. And then there are other parts for up here will kind of go in, as well as our back engine. So that's what they have you do. And then looking here, we have putting the wings on and then putting it on the stand. And you can see here they actually offer a nice size. I don't know if this will be the same size as the model or not. Let's take a look. I'd say that's the 1-to-1 scale that we're going to have here. So here we have a nicely done, although it's still in black and white, but nicely done paint guide and the decal guide. So yeah, I'm impressed. They have your colors, callouts here. Unfortunately, it's all a lot of Model Master, but they do give you the FS number, which is good too, which is your federal standard number, if they have it. So some of them I'll have to maybe do some hunting. Some of the others probably not. So here a thing looks like pale green, light ghost gray, green zinc chromate, rust, insignia red, gunmetal, flat white, flat black, steel, sack bomber green, turn signal amber, clear red, and flat white. That doesn't sound too difficult. Alright, so that is the kit itself. Now I have some other stuff I'm going to be adding to the model, so I'm going to stop here for a moment, put all this off to the side, and we'll get out our extras. Here we have our green strawberry fruit pack for the Klingon Bird of Prey. We'll open it up and we'll see what we got inside. I've already taken a look. We have some of the radiators, and some more of the radiators, because they give you the option as well for the 3 different styles that you may want. We have some other resin pieces, not too sure. I'll be taking these all out and looking at them. We have some more detail resin pieces, as well as some clear resin pieces in here. Let's see, we have some photo etch. Add some detail. So we'll take a look at that as well. And some more photo etch. Alright, let's pull these out of here and start taking a look. Let's take a look at our radiators. Now these aren't the radiator set that moves. They do have that as an option, as well as I believe there's other ones on the market. But these are the stable ones that sit in one spot. I'm not really planning on playing with the model. I'm just going to build it. It'll be lit and occasionally be turned on. You know, if I have some company over or somebody visiting, I can show them. So here is kind of what you're getting. It's a nice, nice detailed set. And yeah, so you can see there are, looks to be a slightly different size, just due to angles and whatnot. And then we have this other bag here. Let's see. Okay, these are just more of the comb style, not doesn't go as far in. So yeah. Yeah, no, it's really, really nice. Just a little bit of flash there. Yeah, no, those are really nice pieces. I'm very impressed. Yeah, I don't know what to say further, other than that. So we'll put those off to the side here. We'll take a look at these and try and figure out what these pieces are. If I can get them out of the bag. Alright. Alright. There we go. So, I don't know. It almost, yeah, I'm not too sure. Nope, we're gonna, when we go through the instructions, we're gonna see these parts and find out what they are. I do notice though, these parts do come with their attachment blocks as well from the molding, so you are gonna have to cut those off. We'll take a look in this bag. Okay, let's see what we have here. So a lot of detail parts. So we have these, like a dorsal fins or whatever you might call them, that are on the bottom of the ship. Let me grab the kit here. So that would be replacing these parts. So yeah, definitely an improved level of detail. And yeah, the bottom side of it doesn't even have detail at all on the model itself, but no, this piece of resin certainly does the job. It does it well. Here's that shoulder piece that's gonna have the red light in it. So it faces the bottom of the ship, And that's some really fine details on there. If we grab that piece here, you can see the difference in the details. So there you go. Kind of like that. So they do come with standard detail, you know, and I think it's passable, but this goes over the top and is tremendous. Plus the holes already cut in for the light. So that's those two of those. And then again, two of these dorsal fins, if that's the proper term. This is the back where the engine goes. So if we take a look on the kit part, you can kind of see there's a bit of detail in there. Not much, but if we compare, yeah, the difference is amazing. Green Strawberry really takes care of you on this one. And that way you're going to have that same patterning as that is on what's kind of right here. So it's just going to be a nice continuation of that pattern. What else do we have? This part, I don't know where this part goes. If I had to surmise where it would go, it would probably go under those two shoulder pieces that we had left at the end. The ones that go up on here have been jut out. I would assume these would be what's going to go kind of underneath here, facing down. But we'll find out again when we look at our instructions. And then here we have this tube that goes under the neck. So it's nicely been detailed up. So yeah, that's those pieces looking good. All right, next up we have, looks like these are parts for the disruptors or phasers or whatever they have. So, and yeah, some nice detail there. They do have the thin layer here you have to cut out, and there is the thin pipe right here. So that's two of those. What else do we have here? We have some of the smaller barrels, and they do have a indent in them. We have, looks like just more detailed barrels. You have to cut them off. There's not much there to them. So we have a couple of those. One of these, I'm not sure what they are, but we have them. And looks like some ends to some of the barrels. Right there, we're looking really nice. Nice detail, nice venting on there. With the, see the nice venting and the, looks like riveting even on there. Really nice. Really nice. And then, not too sure. These might be landing gear parts or something to that effect. You get two of those. But we'll find out again when we get to our instructions. Okay, finally we have the clear parts. We'll take a look at them. All right. So, looks like we just get the two halves of the engine. Not too sure how this goes, but yeah. Maybe something like that. So, Again, the instructions, the pieces are not crystal clear. They're clear, but they're somewhat foggy, I guess, and which is not a bad thing actually, because that'll actually help diffuse the light a little bit. So, okay, so that's all those pieces in this for resin. Now we're going to start taking a look at our photo etch parts. So we'll start here with this small package. So just one sprue of photo etch in this one. Yep. And what is this photo etch for? Okay. Okay, so this is... It's actually talking about these, I guess the comb parts of the radiator. It's telling you what to remove. So it wants us to remove a good chunk of the upper hull. And it also wants us to remove, looks like just any detail that's in this area of the wing. Then it looks like they show you how the wings are going together. And going in and on. Okay, so these are just those parts. Some of these are parts that I didn't recognize before, but it looks like they are just the parts to kind of finish off your radiator assembly, where it actually moves without actually moving. It just looks like it's the part for it. Then they have us putting on some photo etch after some bending. Some more photo etch back here. And then how to put the two parts together with the radiators. So that's what they have us doing here. So a lot of instructions, I think, yeah, that I thought would have been in the other photo etch package, but if you take a look at the photo etch, we can see, try not to shine you guys out there, you can see the nice details they have. And that's really about all they have really on there. So, we'll move these to the side. Now we'll take a look at the last bit of the package. Okay, oh, looks like a couple sheets of photo etch came in this one. Let's take a look at the detail. These obviously have more details. So we'll bring that up. Try not to shine you out. There we go. So you can see we have all sorts of details for all around. Probably for the ramp right here would be my assumption. But you know what they say about assumptions. We have, looks like this is the top hatch on the top of the bridge. Yeah, some really nice details there. And then on the second sheet here, we have, yeah, not too sure where these parts go. This looks like photo etch for, let's see here, you guys, I was getting excited here, getting ahead of myself. Looks like photo etch here for the photon torpedo launcher, right there. And then this looks like the area around the photon torpedo launcher. But yeah, no, there's some, again, some nice paneling details that you have around here. Some meshing. I think it's a very nice set, and I think it's going to really help to bring the model to life. So I'm going to stop here for a moment and clean everything up, and then I'll look at the instructions for the green strawberry. Here are the rest of the instructions we have for this set. So it shows off what our parts are. So we have our two sheets of photo etch, and then here's all our resin parts, and it does show you what areas of these resin parts you need to remove or clear resin from. Like you can see in here in this area here, you leave this small tube, and then you have the main tube here. Showing you here, those are those parts that go underneath, like I had said, that would have the red lights coming out right there, and that, yes, those other parts do go under those shoulder parts up here, which will be, I'm assuming those are windows up in there that I'm going to be lighting as well. Talks about some photo etch for underneath those parts under the shoulders. And it shows them going in. What else we got here? Again, showing more photo etch going up in that area. Some other parts, some of the resin and photo etch. So it's going to be a little interesting under there, that's for sure. Shows here on the model itself, you got to remove that engine area that we're going to be replacing with the photo etch part. Showing some photo etch, sorry, resin part. This is a resin part going on, not a photo etch part. It does show some, we have some photo etch here going on that clear resin, and then showing that clear resin being put into the rear. What else are they showing us here? Some more photo etch to create some shapes. Looks like that goes on the bottom of the clear part, and that's going to go up underneath here. As well as some photo etch details on the very back of the ship. Here we see these exhaust vent areas, I guess, or whatever kind of vent areas they are. Then they talk about the disruptors, showing what you get. So you're going to be removing basically everything of the weapon part off, and then as well as the barrels, and then telling you what parts you're going to be putting together for that mechanism, showing where you're attaching the 3 points, it looks like, and then has you putting on two barrels there. So is that it for the barrels, I guess? Then we're moving on and preparing more photo etch to kind of go around like a shroud and just detailing up, which is kind of cool. We have some, looks like some light details over where I'm going to be putting these lights, so I'll have to take a closer look to see if it's just a round hole, or you know what, if it's going to be aiding me in lighting or getting in my way. So we'll have to take a closer look at that. Has us replacing these neck mount areas here, so we're going to remove them and use some photo etch on the back. Looks like they have us removing these dorsal fins. I hope that's the right term I'm using. And then attaching the resin pieces. This one here is all about the photon torpedo. So looks like they have us sanding that flat, and then like basically removing all the front detail, and then applying the photo etch on there. And then here it has us assembling, looks like the ring here, to go over and around the photon torpedo launcher, like that. We have our top hatch, remove the detail to be put in, other details removed and replaced. Yeah. We have some more photo etch being put down for detail under the neck area. which is really cool. And it had some stuff had to be removed, as well as some photo etched ring around the whatever this is on the bottom. I've heard people say that's where the photon torpedoes are stored. So we'll see if we can see what it is when we get to one of our next optional items we're going to be using. Okay, so next we have some photo etch. Yeah, this is the last little bit here. It looks like this will not be used by me. This looks like this is your area here for your ramp, so you can you'll be able to have like an area to look up into and see the like a hallway. So that's kind of what you're getting here. Looks like they're doing the railings as well. So yeah, it looks like you gotta clear the detail off the actual ramp, put the photo etch part on, and then you're gonna be putting on your handrails, and then you're gonna be putting on some side struts. So that's everything you have for options. For me, this won't be anything that I'll be using at all. So I'm gonna put that away, and we'll get back to that. See what else I have for this kit. So those of you who have seen my TIE Fighter build, you'll see that I used a nice light up stand from Cosmic Scale Models, and that's what I have here. I went out and I purchased this one because I like their bases so much to light up. And let's open this up. Just kind of get a full look at the entire thing without the glare from the bag and the part up here. There we go. We'll remove that. It does have, again, oh, it has a little card with their information. So feel free to go to Cosmic Scale Models. I love their products. They have great stands. They do these bases. They have all sorts of other resin model kits. Yeah, no, it's they are in the UK, so shipping, depending where you are in the world, could be, you know, a little bit costly. But let's take a look at this. So here, where they're, you know, it's the Burrell class, which is a Klingon Bird of Prey, and it just has some information. So yes, that little bottom part here I was talking about shows up as being a sensor array, but the area kind of below it, I guess, or above it, I guess, looks to be the torpedo magazine. So I was close. Does close count in photon torpedoes as well as horseshoes do? And here it has vessel commandeered in 2285 by Admiral James T. Kirk. And they're just showing off the different areas, including the cargo area here with the whales in it from Star Trek IV. So yeah, I think that's it's great. Unfortunately, you do have to deface it a little bit by drilling a hole in for wherever you're gonna stick your mounting rod. But I'm not too concerned about that otherwise. So I really like this. I look forward to it. I'll put that aside. And then here's the base. The one I used for the TIE Fighter was strictly small. This is their medium-sized base. So at the time that I purchased it, that's all they had was medium and small. I'm not sure if they've come out with large yet. I think they may have. But take a look inside here. You can see all the parts. It's it may be familiar to you, it may not. Comes with our electronics bits. So we got two switches, a red one and a black one. We have our power port here, and then we have all these other parts. So we have our clear parts for the faceplate to be mounted on. And then we have all our options for the sides. So again, we have the two switches, switches and a power port hole, I guess there. Just the power port hole. Yeah, so you have lots of options. Looks like this one here was cut, but it didn't break through the film. And the film, the film had been peeled off the one side, but the other pieces hadn't. At least it's cut. So anyway, that's another option. Yeah. So lots of choices to what you wanna have. Plus, you can always drill your own holes. And of course, we have the base plate. So yeah, and then put those back. And in my mind, you always have to get with these bases. You need these support stands. I've seen people do without them, with various amounts of success, but I would definitely will be using one of these every time I build one of these kit bases. Yeah, so great item here. I'm looking forward to using this as well. So we'll move on and finish up. There we have it. We have our kit and our aftermarket parts and the base ready to go. The last thing I'm waiting for is a lighting kit. I spoke to Ralph over at Tenant Controls. They do have a lighting kit specifically for this kit. However, it only is lights, and I kind of wanted to have sound, because the lights, they do show the photon torpedoes firing 3 times, and I would like to have some sound to go with that, because I could run the speaker down into the base. So that's what I'm planning on doing. I do have to credit Lou Del Meso over at Aztec Dummy. He is the person I saw use the same Klingon battlecruiser lighting board from Tenant Controls, and he actually put it in one of these kits as well, because there's just certain other options on the lighting board that you don't need. So thanks, Lou, for the inspiration, and yeah, I look forward to building this. I actually also have a set of Lou's masking here for the Klingon Bird of Prey, so we can use that as well in our build. Well, I'd like to say thank you for stopping in and seeing what I have here for our next build. I'm looking forward to giving a start. I'm hoping that the lighting equipment I got ordered from Ralph at Tenant Controls there will be here soon, and we can get rolling on this build. So thanks for joining me, and until next time, you take care, and we'll see you later. Bye for now.